Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss a very interesting topic. As the title of the video indicates, how to earn income by renting the stocks. You heard it right, renting the stocks. So recently we have come up with videos on how to get rental income from commercial property, how to have a constant cash flow from such properties, etc. So today, as we are all stock investors mainly, so would like to introduce you with a distinct topic of rental yield from stocks. So you can avail such a property by a mechanism called SLB. SLB as in securities lending and borrowing. So by this mechanism, you can get a fair amount of rental yield from the stocks you have. So what is SLB? So SLB, which is securities lending and borrowing, is a mechanism by which you as an investor can lend or borrow securities, that is stocks, at a specified price or time in a specified securities. In the sense, all the stocks is not eligible for SLB. So we'll get into that later on in the session. So I would say the stocks which you are holding for long, you don't intend to sell it immediately. And like in our group, we know that we own businesses, that is pieces of businesses which we call as stocks. So such stocks, we value investors won't sell that soon. So we believe in long-term investing. So we hold it long. So why not lend these long hold stocks which you are not going to trade or sell out in near term to another scheme by which you get a rental yield from that. So the lenders and borrowers in this SLB can quote a fee which they intend to lend the stock, and once this goes to the exchange, if the price matches, then the order is executed. So you can get up to 5 to 10% yield by lending out these stocks you hold. Sometimes the rental yield can go as high as 20 to 25% as well, based on the demand of the particular stock you are lending. So obviously, as we all know, lesser availability means lesser supply, means more demand, and in that case you will have a higher rental yield because the availability of that stock is less in the open exchange. So why borrow stocks? So somebody can borrow and sell the particular stock if they are having a negative outlook on the stock, and they can short sell it. Short sell, you all know, you can sell the stock at a higher price, and then once the price drops, you can buy it. So this is called short selling. So when the stock goes down, then the investor makes profit. So for that, they should have enough liquidity in the stock, and if it is not available, then they can use the SLB mechanism by which they can borrow the stocks and use it for short selling. Secondly, this can be used for borrowing the stocks for taking advantage of arbitrage opportunities. You can borrow the stocks and take advantage of the mispricing between the spot and the future prices. And also this can be utilized for hedging purpose. And also thirdly, this can be utilized, means the stocks can be borrowed for meeting the delivery obligations of the F&O, futures and options trade. Now that you know why borrowing stocks is relevant, now let's learn why lending stocks is important, or how somebody can utilize these lending stocks and make money out of it. Firstly, the investors can lend these stocks which are ideal in their Demat account, which they are not utilizing, and additionally earn some extra income in addition to their dividend or stock appreciation. So now that you know why somebody will borrow stocks, now let's learn about why somebody should lend the stocks. So obviously somebody will lend the stock to get an additional income over and above their probable dividends and the stock appreciation they are getting on the stocks which are lying idly in their Demat account otherwise. So now that you know very clearly why to lend and why to borrow the stocks using the SLB, securities lending and borrowing mechanism, let us understand what is the eligibility criteria for SLB. So as far as the eligibility is concerned, for lending, you need to at least lend 1 lakh of amount which accounts for your stocks which you are lending. In the sense, if you are holding company ABC having a stock price of 1000 rupees each at that current market price, then at least you should lend 100 stocks, which means it amounts to 1000 into 100, which is 1 lakh. So 1 lakh should be the minimum turnover of the stock you are lending. You are having 99,000 or 95,000 at the time of lending that particular stock, then unfortunately you will not be able to activate this SLB mechanism for that stock. And while borrowing, which we will not discuss much here because we are somebody who is a long-term investor who will lend the stocks and make money out of it. But anyhow, while I am discussing the SLB, I will completely tell the both sides of it. So while borrowing, somebody has to borrow at least 500 number of shares. So that's the basic eligibility criteria for borrowing. Now, how to activate SLB in your Demat account? So here I will be explaining more on activation of SLB mechanism in a Zerodha account. So the mechanism is similar in all the Demat accounts, whether it is discount brokers or premium Demat accounts. But as I always say, Zerodha is one of the best Demat account wherein there is great discounts on the trading brokerage or other fees as well. So that is why I am preferring to discuss on the Zerodha SLB mechanism activation. So for this, in Zerodha account, what you should do, first you should go to the Zerodha account. In that, you have to raise a ticket. So in the raise ticket session, you will have to mention that you need to activate this SLB, securities lending and borrowing mechanism, in your Demat account. And once you raise the ticket, then within 48 hours, that is like 2 days, sometimes you get it in 1 day as well. So within 2 working days, you will get a mail from Zerodha mentioning how to activate this SLB. So in that mail, you will get a link wherein you can download a PDF document, and the name of the PDF document is Demat Debit and Pledge Instruction, DDPI. So that DDPI document has to be downloaded. Then you have to sign it. So you have to sign in the portions. So almost there are 5-6 signs to be done in that, and you have to mention your client ID, which you will get from your Zerodha account. So you will mention that 16-digit client ID in that. And once this document is signed, then you have to courier that physically to their Bangalore office. So this is applicable for every other accounts as well. So you have to post it to their respective addresses. So once the document is posted there, so within 72 working hours, you will get the activation of DDPI in your Demat account. Once DDPI is activated, then in the same mail which you have got earlier, you will have a link to go to the account. Then there you can activate the SLB mechanism online. You can see in the NSE website what all stocks are available for renting in the SLB mechanism. So while activating this, per stock you will require 13.5 rupees plus 18% GST plus 20% processing fee over the lending price. So obviously you will be thinking that once you lend the stock to someone else and they borrow it and they use it for their short covering things or cash and derivative arbitration, etc., then will it not affect the ownership of the stock? So obviously, be clear, you will still own that stocks. You will get all the dividends, all the corporate actions applicable on that stock, even the stock splits, right issues, etc., bonus issues. So everything you will get, and all the corporate actions are applicable, and you are still the owner of the stock. Only thing is that you are lending it out to someone else. And also, if you want to discontinue the renting, so normally the renting period varies from 1 month to various years as well. So if you want to discontinue the lending in between, say you want to sell the stock, so you will have to discontinue the SLB activation on that stock. So in that case, you can do it through your Demat account with a nominal fee. Earlier I was talking about the lending fee and the processing fee. So lending fee, processing fee, everything is applicable on the particular amount for which you are lending the stock. So say you are lending a stock named Balakrishna Industries. So Balakrishna Industries is lent approximately at 10.3 rupees. Then say you are lending 50 stocks of Balakrishna Industries, so which is like 1 lakh above considering the stock price. So 50 into 10.3 into 0.2, so that's like 103 rupees. So 103 rupees will be the processing charge. So hope I am clear. So it is not on the stock price. On the 1 lakh rupees, you don't have to pay 20% processing fee, which is insane. So this is the lending price. So lending price will be fixed in the NSE, which will be listed there based on the market demand. So that varies. The processing fee and the GST, everything is applicable on that lending price, not on the current market price of the stock. So as I explained earlier, you can Google search stock or securities lending and borrowing. So you will be directed, or you will get the NSE website wherein you can see the stocks which are available for stock lending and borrowing mechanism. So on the screen, if you see, I have Google searched stock lending and borrowing. So you can see the NSE link there. So once you go on that, you will get this screen wherein you have the list of stocks which are available for stock lending. You can see the respective prices also. Now you can click on the download link and you can get the Excel version of all the stocks. Then you can search out which all stocks you are holding in your portfolio for lending. So if you see on the screen, I have highlighted the stocks which I hold, like Gale, SBI Life, Interglobe Aviation, that is Indigo, Grasim Industries. That's like I have highlighted that and I know the price, and that I hold more than 1 lakh in the portfolio, so I can easily lend it out. Now for Zerodha holders, you can directly go to the raise ticket section. So in the support.zerodha.com, you can see the raise ticket session, which you can see on the screen. Once you click on that and raise the ticket, then you will get the mail which you can see on the screen. So as I told, you can download the DDPI document from there and courier that to the Zerodha address. Again, as I told, once you have sent that and within 72 hours the DDPI is activated, then you can activate the SLB going online on the link even in the same mail as you see on the screen. So this is the document, the DDPI document, which you have to sign, and you have to put the client ID, 16-digit client ID there, and you have to just simply courier it to the Zerodha office. Now as you see on the screen, you can see the charges which I had mentioned, and also the address to which you should send the document to Zerodha, and it can vary for other Demat accounts wherein their address will be different and their online activation process will be different, but it is almost similar. So hope this section was really useful for you. Now if you talk about the risk part of it, I would say there is no such risk at all, because if the borrower, means I am the lender and say I have lent out the Indigo shares to the borrower, so the borrower will utilize it for all his activities, and if at all he is unable to utilize it in the correct way and he has any default, then I have no problem as a lender, because I am lending it out to the exchange, and the exchange is taking care of the borrowing part, means the exchange is only giving it out to the borrowers. So if something default happens on the borrower end, exchange only will take care of it, and I don't have any risk. I will get back my stocks in the way I have given it out. Only thing is that I will get the rental yield from the lending which I have done on the ideal stocks which is there in my portfolio, which probably I intend to sell after a very long time, which is a long hold stock which I have not intending to sell, because I have owned a business, as I always say, and that business will take a lot of time to mature and give out dividends and stock appreciation. So you should give a particular period in the stock market to get handsome returns, and this will really help a long-term investor to earn more money in addition to the compounding effect he is having over a longer period of time, and also get a rental yield from the stocks which he holds. So I guess this session was really useful for you. If you have any doubt, please reach out to me in the comment section, and if you like the content, please like the video, because this will really help the video to be propagated to people who will require the insights from this video to earn an additional income from the stocks they hold. We'll come up with another interesting video in the coming session. Till then, happy investing.